Time is the biggest enemy to humans, as it is with time we age and eventually die. Time is also our biggest friend, if we know how to value it and use it sparingly before our time runs out. Many people live their lives without this consideration and appreciation of time, and that is what ultimately separates them from the winners. Those who are successful knows how to value their time because they know that realistically speaking, they only have a certain amount of hours within the day in order to work, rest, sleep, connect, etc. And they could manage all those responsibilities within that given amount of time. Now let's go through the typical day of an average Joe. 9 a.m. He's woken up by the alarm right next to his bed. He gets himself up and drags himself to the bathroom where he gets ready for his office job at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. He finally arrives at his office job after the morning rush and begins to complete his daily tasks. 12 p.m. lunch break. He decides to go to the vending machine and made sure that he got his bag of pretzels and sugary drinks before sitting down and eating. 4 p.m. So thrilled that he's been released from his job, he hurries to his car and drives home. 5 p.m. Home. Finally at last. He immediately dives onto the sofa where he begins to binge the last season of Peaky Blinders. 9 p.m. He gets up to eat a microwavable pizza before 10 a.m. heading to bed. Now that was a typical day of an average Joe. Now let's look at the schedule of a millionaire. 9 a.m. He gets up immediately and heads to the bathroom for his morning routine. 9:30 a.m. A short workout followed by a small break before 10 a.m. Work session number 1. 12 p.m. Lunch break with business partners. 1 p.m. Work session number 2. 6 p.m. Dinner. 7 p.m. Work session number 3 before heading to bed at 12 a.m. Now, putting the two examples I've given you into comparison, what would your conclusion be? You realize that the millionaire doesn't have a time off period during his day, while the average Joe only works for a certain amount of hours before he rewards himself for the rest of the time. And that is what makes the millionaire a millionaire, because he knows that he only has realistically a certain amount of time during each day that he has to use up effectively before the day ends, and he goes to sleep and rests for the next morning. Many might wonder why the millionaire fills up his day with only just work and nothing else. He knows that any wasted time won't benefit his progress. He realized that no matter how much television he watches or how much candy he consumes, these are simply the activities that aren't going to benefit him or his progress. He knows that some activities won't provide value to his day, and that it should be best to disregard these activities and fill them up with activities that will complement his work. But once he has harnessed this time, he is able to pave way for progress, because he knows that progress is often slow and steady, and that any wasted time during the process will make progress even slower than it has to be. Many self-help gurus and online millionaires have often advised and advocate for patience, the concept of accepting delay. Goals and achievements often take a long time to achieve. You can't expect to make a fortune out of a copywriting job after just one client, or expecting a big breakthrough in your YouTube channel after just posting one video. It takes time, and the longer that you could tolerate and utilize that time that goes by to maximize your progress, you'll achieve your goals a lot more faster. For the average Joe, this concept of working and waiting is entirely foreign, because he's been rewarded for his mediocre efforts ever since he was young. So he grows up expecting nothing more than just easy rewards falling out of the sky for him. So you need to have patience and discipline in order to be on the right path. For those who use time right, they know the importance of action. If you have a business plan and didn't bother to execute on it until a year later, you have wasted a valuable amount of time within that 1 year that could have saved you many years down the line. Millionaires know that in order to make progress, they have to be quick with their actions, but tolerable and patient with their time. Now, I've certainly made a lot of mistakes back in my years, I would say, and I would account that to me wasting my time and energy into pointless activities, you know, like scrolling, gaming, things like that. And thinking back about it now, I feel like if I would have been as productive as I am currently, at that age, I would have made tremendous amount of progress down the line, which expands to today. I would have made a lot more progress if I have started earlier. Your time is ticking, and your time might end in another year or in another 30 years. What happens if your time ends tomorrow? Would you lay down peacefully and be grateful for the opportunity that you have to live a great life? Or would you lay down bitter and resentful that nothing good ever came to your life? How you choose to live your life will ultimately determine if you'll die for something or nothing. So spend your time carefully, because the truth is, your time might be cut short.